Welcome back, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Notes with Goats podcast. I am Steve.
I am Brandon.
Hey, man, how's it going? We are at the end of February.
The end of February. Absolutely. It's a short month, but
It's been a weird month.
here we are.
I wonder if we got more snow.
At this point, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, it's early February still.
It's early February when we're recording. Yeah, I don't know.
In the 40s again. It's gonna be the 50s next week.
Yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be something.
Dude, I just looked at my calendar and it says 58 on the 16th.
Oh my!
Almost 6 degrees.
I'm gonna be able to mow my lawn.
I'm not. Mine'll be a swamp.
You know what? I will probably at least be able to get my Christmas lights off my my house.
Maybe because that's a Thursday, by the way. The next day is Friday, and the high is 23.
58 to 23.
58 to 23
in a 24-hour.
It's gonna go from starting
as the newest trend on TikTok is dumb ways to die.
Yeah. Starting on Sunday this week, the Super Bowl Sunday, it's going to go in the mid 40s all week, and then the high of 58 on Thursday to 23 on Friday. So Sunday to Thursday is going to be in the 40s or 50s.
Wow.
Balls cold next Friday.
Great.
Yep. Get ready for balls cold.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're gonna sink up in there.
They're gonna do
something.
All
right. So speaking of balls sinking into things.
Gross.
Yeah. Did that. Well, I mean, only one of the singers has one, so we're good. We're good this year. Yeah, we'll get to that later. It's okay. You can cut part of that out.
I don't plan to.
I don't think you would. So Brandon.
Yeah. Yeah, you can
say who. What are we talking about today?
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, Steve, I'll do this part because of what I'm doing.
So you're getting ready to screw it up.
Yeah, I was not getting ready to screw it up, but so guys, this one is going to be an interesting conversation. Not bad by any stretch of the imagination, I don't think. But I do want to preface one thing. Steve and I are dumb, and 100%. And with that,
if the previous minute and a half didn't explain that enough.
Yeah, exactly. So, we also, Steve and I are both allies and friends, and we try our absolute best to love our neighbors, as they wish to be called, I guess. And so, just so you know, listeners, Steve and I already know this. Sam Smith, the artist that we are talking about today, and their album, what is their album called? Gloria. There we go. They go by the pronouns they, them. And so we will not be referencing Sam as he, him. None of that. We are going to do our best to either call them Sam or call them, they, all of that. Just so you know what is going to be happening coming into this. With that, Steve, let's get into it. Let's talk about Sam's album.
Sam. So Samuel Frederick Smith. It's a very English name. He is an English singer and songwriter. Active since 2008.
Is that when they did the Bond theme song?
No, that was 2013.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was mid 2010s. Yes. It was so boring. But yes.
Movie?
That movie was not, but that theme song was.
Oh, yeah.
And Sam did win a Grammy for that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think
he Oscar.
Did. Yeah.
But
anyway.
So 2013, they featured on tracks by British electronic duo Disclosure and DJ Naughty Boy, which put Sam on the national radar in England and won them 2 awards.
Nice.
So I want to say the Bond movie came out in 2014, 2015.
That makes sense.
Debut album In the Lonely Hour was released May 2014. Third single, Stay With Me, was #1 in the UK and #2 on the Hot 100 in the US.
Wow.
That was kind of where the big, I mean, like breakthrough kind of came into the charting side situation.
Yeah.
Um, 4 studio albums, 13 EPs, lots of extra stuff going on.
Hmm.
34 singles. Sam's achievements include now 5 Grammy Awards.
Hmm.
I think did they win 1 or 2 yet
I
this week?
they either I think they won. Yeah, it was either one or two.
So
I don't
five or
remember.
six Grammy Awards,
Yeah.
3 Brit Awards, 3 Billboard Music Awards, an American Music Award, as well as a Golden Globe and an Academy Award for said James Bond song. 155 total nominations with 68 wins. So doing pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Uh, Sam did come out as gay in 2014, and the 57th Grammy Award, they thanked the man who inspired them and then broke their heart. Sam claimed this person won them 4 Grammys. So in
Oh,
2014, in that album with that included "Stay with Me," it was a very hard sentence to write. Um,
yeah. I'm glad you read that though.
yeah, I did read it there. And the album that was "Stay with Me," Sam won 4 Grammys for the album, and it claims that there was a man
Yeah.
who inspired that all with some very shitty behavior, apparently.
Bravo.
Um, in 2017, Sam did come out as gender queer, which is similar to like non-binary,
Sure.
which is where the they/them pronouns kind of came from. Uh, 2019 is when Sam changed pronouns to they/them after years of battling gender identity. They decided to fully embrace who they are
Hmm.
by going this route. Now, I'm going to pull it up exact numbers here so I can get the Spotify numbers because I'm sure it went up.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Oh,
100%.
where are you at, buddy? There you are. Actually, it didn't. Oh, it did a little bit, just a touch.
Okay.
How many how many millions of Spotify listeners do you think Sam gets on a monthly basis?
17 million.
Holy Jesus, no.
4 million.
You got one of the numbers right. How about 74 million?
Holy what?
74,264,657 to be exact. When I looked this up earlier in January, Sam was at 73 and a half. So he's gained about 3/4 of a million
Oh
in the
my.
last few weeks per month
Well,
on a
there it
monthly
is,
basis.
guys.
Sam is in
Brand.
the Beyonce, Ed Sheeran, Bad Bunny era.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are killing it. Now
Yeah.
Gloria was just released.
Just
Released
released.
January 27th, 2023. By recording, it's been out for about 2 weeks.
Mhm.
13 tracks, 33 minutes long.
Mhm.
Perfect length, guys. Oh my gosh. Fourth studio album. In a press release, called it a personal revolution for Smith, containing the dazzling, sumptuous, sophisticated, unexpected, and at times thrilling, edgy sound of Sam's creative heart today, as well as lyrics about sex, lies, passion, self expression, and imperfection. That was
Nailed
not
it.
that was not my writing. That was a press release from their record label.
I like it.
Um, but I couldn't write anything better than that.
No, that's
Um,
perfect.
the single "Unholy," which if you watched the Grammys this month, you heard that maybe if you didn't turn it off. Reached #1 in multiple countries, including the UK, US, Canada, Australia, and on the Billboard 200 global chart.
Nice.
So lots of places. Does this album does have a few guest stars on it. Now, before I get into the guest stars, we'll talk a little bit about the Grammys. We did mention our Grammy episode that came out around February 9th. This just earlier this month, we talked about the Grammys and what happened.
Hmm.
Sam has created a firestorm of crazy. with him with their performance with Kim Petras on the Grammys. It was
Mhm.
what's called satanic, unchristian, and as someone else that's very important to me said, it was expected, and you guys are fucking stupid. Hey, that was me that said that.
Oh,
Um,
look.
hey, look, that's it. Somebody very important to me, me. Um,
You. Yeah.
it, it was a performance like no other. We haven't seen something like that on TV in a while. Ever
Hmm.
since Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion got on and sung about their very wet nether regions a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
Um, they just didn't have a horned hat while doing it. However, I could
Right.
put that by Cardi B. She'd probably do it.
Oh,
Megan
for
would probably
sure.
have a horned like crotch section somewhere.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, well, message. That was a light bulb moment there. Way to go, Megan Thee Stallion. Get on that.
Ding.
Right now, she's just like, I'm shooting all of those vibes, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
We need a horned crotch, like Loki style, like right there. Boom.
There you go.
It's a wop Loki. I
Right.
like it. Um, but if you didn't see the performance, uh, do yourself a favor, go check it out, especially if you like the song. If you don't want to watch that one, go back and watch Sam's performance on SNL doing this song as well with Kim
Hmm.
Petras. I will reference it shortly. But the performance was something other. I think pop culture wise, you need to see it. Um, hold your judgment. Think about it for a minute and listen to the song and the actual lyrics of the song before you get all pissy. All
Hmm.
right, back to normal scheduling program. Guess Kim Petras, notable transgender artist, actually is a pretty big deal right now. She's the youngest known transgender person.
Mm.
She chose to be Kim was a boy, decided to fully come out as a female and had the surgery and everything to do this at a very young age, I believe young teens, 13, 14
Oh.
maybe.
Oh, wow.
German, she's a German artist. Um, did come out with a EP called Slut Pop last year that did ruffle some feathers. Check it out, guys. You don't gotta listen to it. Just read the song titles and then send to Wheeler Walker Jr. He'll probably cover him. Um,
There you go.
Jesse Reyes is an up and coming Canadian songwriter who has actually featured with Eminem multiple times. Is on this album.
Hmm.
And, Jesse Reyes is on the album multiple times. And then Ed Sheeran is on here.
He is.
We've got two singles, Brandon,
Two
so far.
singles.
I'm guessing we're probably gonna have another one shortly, and I'm guessing it might be the Ed song. Um, Singles are "Love Me More"
Hmm.
and "Unholy,"
Yep.
of all things. So, Brandon,
Yep.
what was your favorite track?
I picked Gloria as my favorite track.
Did, First, did you watch the SNL video, like the live video of them doing it with Sharon Stone?
Oh,
Oh, you gotta watch
I
that.
got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
So,
good.
yeah, I can imagine. Um, the use of the choir to amplify the meaning of this song is spectacular. Uh, this track is nothing like the other tracks on this album. But I truly believe that this is one of the best tracks. Um, the lyrics tell us about who we are and we that when we get to that place of knowing who we are, we'll have this sense of peace um, about it because we know that we're there.
Hmm.
Um, so for me, I picked Gloria um, as my favorite track. What about you,
I
Ben?
like it. I actually thought you were gonna go there. So I was when I listened to the album, I was kind of hedging my bets on where you were gonna go for either favorite or deep cut, and I knew that
Sure.
was gonna make it somewhere because it's in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful track.
Mhm.
100% agree with you. But that the SNL version of doing it, seeing them do it, not just hearing it, is it gives you chills.
Yeah.
And to see Sharon Stone react as they sing to her, it's awesome.
I'll have to check it
Um,
out.
my favorite track was the last track on the album, "Who We Love," featuring Ed Sheeran.
Mhm.
So last month, January, I got a little fired up about talking about the album, the track "Same Love" from Macklemore. I'm not gonna do that today. I'm not gonna yell today. Um, I said that the issues Macklemore was discussing in 2012 were still present in 2023, and that it was hardcore bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cliff notes of my rant. I did rant, and I got pretty angry. And I stand by that too. Um, this song is a continuation of that. The song is beautiful. It's a mix of Ed and Sam in their own. They stay in their own lanes perfectly and do what works for them, while both preaching love, however that looks for the individual person. They don't judge. They don't tell you how to feel. Ed is married to a woman. He has children, he has a child, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, is an ally though, right there with their Sam is we talked about Sam's preferences. They're on two different ends of the spectrum, but they both love people and they don't care how you love each other.
Right.
To end the album with a feature or to end an album that features a lot of like dance club hits with a heartfelt cry for acceptance, to me was amazing. I hope that as a society we learn to lean more into these feelings and stay out of other people's business because it's not our place to judge anyone. As a podcast, I will speak for the podcast here. We believe love is love. It's not our place to judge. We may not understand, but we don't condemn.
Mm-hmm.
We understand love. We understand connection. We understand that's not always man, woman, woman, man. It's is what it is. Um, and that's okay. We we want everyone to feel that level of love. However you feel it. We're not here to judge. And as a podcast and as humans, as dads, as men, as leaders, we're going to continue to do our part by being that example for those around us and continue to be allies for those that are marginalized, that can't speak up, the ones that people won't speak for. We'll do that. I'll do it all day long. I give zero shits. And Brandon will stand next to me and go, "That's right."
What he said.
He'll do it too, guys. Don't worry. He's not as loud as me. My voice carries.
Mm-hmm. It's
But
scary.
it is, and I am scary. It is
Mm-hmm.
what it is. Um, but I'm scary with love,
Mm-hmm.
and I 100% believe that. And I will say this: I've said this multiple times on our podcast, and it's really funny to have a podcast that I want people to listen to. And I say this next statement: if you disagree with anything that I just said, fuck you. Turn it off. Don't come back. If you don't believe love is love, and we are put in this world to love each other and not to judge each other for what they do or who they love, fuck you. See ya. Don't need to talk to you. You're hiding behind religion, hiding behind your beliefs and your values. Well, your values are fucked. So if that's how you feel, we'll find more fans. I'm cool with it. And if we don't, I'll just talk to Brandon. He likes me most of the time.
Most of the time.
So that's what I picked. And I didn't
I
even
like it.
get that angry.
No, not at
So
all.
I like it. I think I remained relatively controlled for that one.
You did. You did for sure.
All right, I like it. So that was mine. Who we love featuring Ed Sheeran. Anytime I can hear Ed Sheeran as well, I'm like, I'm down. Let's go.
Absolutely.
And these two together was nice. I liked that.
Absolutely. All right, buddy. So it's
All
time for
right.
our first game.
It is time for the unholy Wang. All right, you ready, dude?
I'm ready, man.
I picked two.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about my first one.
Oh, good.
Only Zool.
Only Zool?
Yes. Only Zool. It's a pop culture reference. I hope you get it.
I don't get it.
Oh, it's Ghostbusters.
Uh, only Zool. 6 shots?
No, it's No God.
Oh, yeah, I would have
In the
never got that.
movie, Dan Aykroyd says, "Oh God," and the guy goes, "No God, only Zool."
Oh, nope.
Damn it! Damn it! Brandon Avera, please tell me how. Hopefully you got that. Um. All right. Next one.
Yep.
Well. Oh, I can't drive.
6 shots.
There it is.
Yeah, I like it.
So,
Nice. All right,
man,
buddy.
I was so excited about the first one.
I know
That's
it.
okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll get you there eventually.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Speaking of
Sheldon
getting people
Child.
there, Steve, let's talk about our least favorite tracks on this one. I did
Let's do it.
have one.
Me too.
I picked Gimme as my least favorite. The beat on this track, pretty catchy, but pretty simple. I would say that most of this track is surface level in regards to the depth of the lyrics, versus bring it a slight bit deeper, but not anything like the other tracks on this album. Chorus is super repetitive and kind of annoying after the second, third, or fourth time hearing gimme, 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 gimme it, gimme it, gimme. That's pretty much the chorus, guys. So yeah. So Steve, what about you, bud?
Dude, same.
Yeah.
The verses, the bridge, and even Coffee, like reggae-esque feature or whatever, does its very best. It's damnedest to pull this one back from the grips of terrible.
Yep.
But that chorus, dude, is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nitpicky thing, and when you have an album that's really good, you have to nitpick on something.
Yep.
And this is a skippable track for me every time.
Sure.
I listened to it one time all the way through, and
Mhm.
I listened to this album probably 8 or 9 times at least,
Mhm.
in the last 2 weeks. And every single time I skip this one, even when I'm working and don't even think about it, I'm like, nope, skip it.
Yep.
I smack myself in the ear because that's where my headphones are.
Oh
Skip it.
yeah.
Done.
Yep. Right.
Nope. Next one. So yes, Gimme was terrible.
Yep.
Was not good.
For sure. 100%. All right, buddy. Well, that was quick and easy. That's
Yep.
what she said. Time for our next game. It is time for Shatner's Poetry Slam.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this is Shatner's Poetry Slam.
All right, Steve. So I've got two for you, my man.
I can't wait.
All right. Here is your first one. Color the empty space. Kiss in a crowded place. Stand in the summer rain. Tangled in awkward shapes.
Who we love?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Who we love. All right, next one. It used to burn. Every insult, every word, but it helped me learn. Self-worth I had to earn. So I tried every night to sit with sorrow, and eventually it set me free. Have you ever felt like being somebody else? Feeling like the mirror isn't good for your health? Every day, I'm trying not to hate myself.
How to Cry?
Nope. But lately, it's not hurting.
Love Me More?
Yes. Love Me More. 100%. So, Steve, let's get into our deep cuts. You mentioned my deep cut, and it's How to Cry. This track, man, really shows off Sam's voice perfectly. Long held notes that they have, that they hold, just pierces through your ear holes. This song really digs deep, talking about someone who really doesn't show emotion and just kind of keeps everybody at arm's length. It really demonstrates somebody trying to love another person, but it's just becoming emotionally exhausting to do so because of it. So for me, How to Cry was my deep cut. And what made me learn how to cry? Having babies.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I get there.
yeah,
So I picked the same track, and I almost went with "I'm Not Here to Make Friends,"
it's a good
which
one.
is a good one as well. But I picked this one because I felt like it's a problem that we, as a society, we have, especially in American society, we should talk about a little bit here. What about you think? Um, What's this? What I wrote? A stripped down, heart wrenching diatribe on a terrible, controlling, and toxic relationship. It's just Sam and an acoustic guitar is interesting. Um, they don't normally do acoustic tracks
Mm.
because Sam's voice is so big
Yep.
that doing an acoustic track kind of lets the listener like it's there's just not enough to go with usually.
Correct.
But with their voice really shows elements of pain. But Sam on this one really kind of sounds annoyed. And I get it. I get the feeling here. Our generation, and I'm gonna lope myself into the fucking millennials. Um, as I hate doing that, but our generation has a problem with emotional vulnerability.
Mm.
I'm not sure how we got to the conditioned responses of fine, okay, or just the shoulder shrug, or the is what it is, or when we're asked how we are, how we're doing. But the cycle really needs to break. And as Sam says, we weren't taught to cry, but we were taught to lie. And I think we need to change that for our kids and their kids and create and model a behavior that being emotionally vulnerable is not bad.
Right.
Um, I fight this on a daily basis. I do the is what it is. I mean,
I've called you
I've been
out.
dealing
I've
with
called you
those.
out on it.
You've called me, and that's why we're best friends here because people need to do that because the mountains of bullshit I've been dealing with the last
Yeah.
18
Year.
months.
Yeah.
But the last 6 weeks
Mhm.
has been rough, really, really rough. And I think I told you last week I was fine,
Mhm.
and you told me I was fucking lying to you,
Mhm.
and I said I was, and that was the end of the conversation. I doubled back on it later, but
Yeah.
as for the people in your life that you love and you care about, accepting an answer of "I'm fine," "I'm okay," "It's great," like in a very canned response, especially if it comes out like that. Like
Mhm.
as a very good friend of mine used to say, I'm gonna double click on that a little bit. Is it really fine? Like, how are you really doing? Because we highlighted a couple weeks ago talking about Aaron Carter and talking about dialing 988 if you're struggling. And that's a great service. It's out there for all of us in the U.S. to use. The
Mhm.
mental health hotline, texting hotline is even better. You don't have to talk to anybody. It's fantastic. Um, Me love that. But
Right.
um, we can we need that because we're so conditioned to not tell everyone around us that we're struggling.
Mm.
And I think the more vulnerable and um, truthful we are to ourselves and to others, the more we actually will get a good idea of how people are. You
Yeah.
only see a, a layer of the story.
Right.
And if you know somebody a little better, you'll see more of it. But
Yeah.
we're teaching our kids to respond that way because our kids can see we're struggling.
Mhm.
And if we just say, I'm fine,
Right.
your kids are learning that. My
Right.
kids are learning that.
Sure.
And it's not safe or fair,
Mm-hmm.
I think. So do you I know we picked the same song,
I like
but
it.
do you like what do you think about that? Like me like the whole emotional vulnerability thing of this song.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think that there is a lot of emotional vulnerability with a lot of these tracks, but this one you can feel it. You can feel, yeah. No.
I feel like 2 months in a row we've picked an album each month that just like punches you right in the face
Yeah.
with emotion.
Hmm.
Last month it was Marcus. This month it's Sam. Next month it might be Taylor. I don't know. That one's a little bit out there too,
We'll
but it's
see.
not as deep. But I just I like the fact that we're getting raw emotion
Hmm.
out of men, because we're not used to seeing that,
Right.
and I think we need more of it. And as dads and leaders in our community, we need to do more of it as well.
Hmm.
So if you find yourself as a dad or as a coach or things like that, think about how you portray yourself to those around you, especially the little ears,
Hmm.
teenage ears around you. Do you model that being not being okay is okay? Do you model that you don't have to have your poop in a group
Right.
to be a decent person?
Yeah.
Like, and if you don't, how do you fix that?
Right.
So I went deep again. My
I
bad.
like it. Nope. You're good.
It's a
Do
very
you know
deep
who else
album.
likes to go deep, Steve? Sam Smith.
Kim Petras.
Anyway, uh,
Oh,
yeah. Well, anyway. All right. Final thoughts, guys. Let's get into that. The music on this album, solid. Stories on this album, just as good. I do think that Sam is pushing the envelope with what is being talked about on this album. With that, I think people are taking a couple of different approaches with this album. There are some who are bashing Sam for what is happening on this album, or what we recently saw on the Grammys and throwing so much shade. Or there are people who are taking this as an opportunity to listen to the music, reflect on the lyrics, and have an honest discussion, guys, of what is happening on this album. I straight up liked this album. Steve, I did. There's no denying it. Yeah, Unholy is a little weird. And it's just it doesn't fit my thing, which is fine. But for one, I don't like body shops, and two, I'm just not into that kind of thing. So it is what it is. So but but with that, guys, I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10. um I always try to make Steve laugh, guys, and he's on mute right now just laughing, so that's good. All right, buddy, what is your final thoughts on this one?
first, do you know who can't go deep?
Who can't go deep?
Yeah,
Who?
we talked about who went deep,
Yeah, who
but the
can't
guy who
go?
can't go deep, Ben Shapiro. Oh, still can't get it up. Oh, it's okay.
Bing bong.
There it is. Because he's gonna be my second fuck that guy of the year. I'm cool with that. Uh, for me, this album is short and unlike Ben Shapiro, deep as hell.
Mhm.
Sam has given us 30 minutes of their soul and battles they have been working through for the better part of a couple years. Each track is something to give, has something to give, and stands up on its own. Even Unholy does talk about a phenomenon that happens probably more than we know.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear about it from time to time. It does pop up, especially in like celebrities.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you guys aren't aware, we didn't really talk about Unholy. It's about a married man sleeping with another man while his wife doesn't know at the body
Mhm.
shop, which is why Brandon doesn't go to those. so it's okay. He sends his wife. She
Yeah.
goes to the body shop and then pays a lot of money for things. Stop breaking the car, Rachel.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Um, Finding a least favorite on here. She doesn't listen. We're good. Finding a least favorite on here was incredibly difficult. Um, it had to be nitpicky and it had to gimme, 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 gimme. Um, it is refreshing to listen to someone share their point of view about things I'm trying to understand and don't necessarily grasp yet.
Mhm.
And to truly learn, we must be able to see the issue from someone else's perspective.
Yeah.
This album may open minds, even though some have been closed because of what happened a couple weeks ago, and create a conversation that will bring a taboo topics into the light and force others to reconsider their beliefs. Go into this one with an open mind, though, and try to feel really what Sam's going for here. I think you'll enjoy
Right.
the album. It's an amazing album, top to bottom. It's not a very long listen, so it's actually pretty decent.
Right.
Um, but for me, I was pretty similar to you, but I gave it the old halfer. So I went nine and a
Okay.
half out of 10.
All right.
It
I
was too
like
many
it.
gimmies. Too many
Yeah.
gimmies.
Too many gimmies. Got to take that half a point away. But guys, that is 18 and a half out of 20. Can't get much better than that. I mean, you can, but whatever. Yeah,
Right.
right. So, Steve, pass out the socials, man. Where can our friends find us?
They can find us on Facebook primarily. We are on Instagram as well. We do post there quite frequently. And that's about it for the socials. We're on TikTok too. We're trying
You're
to
on
get TikTok
TikTok.
up and running, get going faster there. I
Mhm.
think in the coming months we're going to have more time to do more TikToks. I did lose a bet recently, so I have to do a TikTok with a glitter beard.
Mhm.
It's
All
gonna
right.
be interesting.
I'll probably, maybe, yeah. I also lost a bet. So, but that's on the podcast. So,
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. That'll be on TikTok. We'll make sure that that video is recorded for TikTok.
yeah, for sure.
But there'll be some glitter beer videos.
Mhm.
There'll be a couple of nicer ones, and there'll
Yeah.
be at least one where I go ratchet, and it's gonna happen. And
There you
that one will
go.
probably get more views than anything else, and more than likely
Prob.
get us canceled.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm gonna go for it, and that's happening.
There you
Um,
go.
but you guys can find us, like I said, TikTok, Notes But Goats Pod, Instagram, the Notes But Goats Pod, Facebook is the Notes But Goats Podcast. On all of those, you will see Nate chomping on a record
Mhm.
and our faces from time to time in there, plus all those other stuff we post.
For sure.
Check those out, especially if on Facebook and Instagram we do share lots of podcasts that we've done, maybe artists that you haven't heard us do before, um,
Mhm.
episodes from last year, earlier this year, shit, a couple of years ago. We've got over
Right.
200 and almost 250 podcasts now, guys. So there's a
Yep.
lot there.
There's a lot there.
And I try to share anywhere from 5 to 10 different podcasts a week,
Mhm.
as well as what we do each week, which is usually 2 to 3 extra podcasts. So
Yep.
I give you at least probably anywhere from 7 to 10 episodes a week that you could check out
Mhm.
to see how you're feeling. So there's a
Yep.
lot of variety there for you.
Yep.
Keep an eye on that. Plus, we post a bunch of fun, stupid stuff.
Yep.
Whatever really tickles my fancy.
There you
Um,
go.
there is one social media that we are not on, but we kind of are on, but we
What's
haven't
that?
really involved with yet, and that is Twitter. And Brandon, why are we not on Twitter?
Because fuck Elon Musk, man.
100%. He can take a blue rocket right to the fucking moon.
There you go.
He's on SpaceX. I don't give a shit. He can go on Blue Origin, give Bezos some money.
There you go.
But yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. Until we get our blue check mark and then get kicked off of Twitter, because God, it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
Give me a week when I have some time. Let me go.
Yeah.
But that being said, we thank you for following us wherever you found us today. Give us a rating of your review, a like. If you're on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review, a rating. That does help us kind of move up the charts to do there. As we move further into the year, we are still looking for guests. We are still looking for albums. If there's an album or an artist that you want to do something by this year, and you're not sure if we've done that yet,
Mhm.
send us a message. We are easy to find. And see if we've done it. If we have, we can point you in the right direction. If not, we're probably game, depending
Yeah.
on what it is.
Yeah.
Even then, we're still probably game. But unless you want to do slut pop, I don't think we're gonna do slut pop anytime soon.
No. No. When you said look at the track list, I pulled it up while you were talking, and no, we are not.
I told you.
Wow.
That would make there's your duet right there.
No, not at all.
Brandon quits the podcast. Last
Oh, I
week,
would.
Brandon quit the podcast.
100%. Oh my
It's okay.
gosh.
That's okay. I like it. It was fun. I didn't listen to the album at all. I just read the track list and I was just like, you're German.
Yeah.
Way to go. Guys, if you're not familiar with that, check out Slut Pop. Don't listen to it. Just look at the song titles and then agree with us because that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's a nice lady. It's okay. We're gonna go from there. Guys, that has been Sam Smith's album Gloria. Go check out their album. It's on all major streaming platforms. You can find the Grammy performance online. Look at it all, find it all. You'll be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
Go with an open mind and have some fun. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Friday.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Ultimate Podcast. As always, I'm